Hi guys, here's another little page in my Traveller's Notebook, and I'm using the Traveller's Notebook stamp set and embellishment kit from Citrus Twist, the February ones. So I really want to build something with that Traveller's Notebook stamp. It's really cute, and I thought I would do something about my current self-care routine. So I have printed out a whole pile of tiny little photos, and they were all a little bit all over the place in terms of colour and exposure and whatnot, so I've done my usual trick and turned them all to black and white, and now I'm just going to pick one of these beautiful floral papers from the Pocket Life kit. I need something that the photos are going to stand out on. So some of the busier patterns don't really work. I'm thinking maybe some of these single colour patterns might work. So I've got the blue and the pink. But the reason I'm doing a page like this is because I saw those little stamp stickers on that set there, and they're more pink. So I'm going to go with the pink paper. Anyway, so my idea for this page came about when I was unpacking the kit, unboxing it. I saw those little stamp stickers and some of the stamps on that Traveller's Notebook stamp set, and I thought this would be perfect for creating my own little postcard. So that's what I'm doing. I'm creating a little postcard to myself, really. Just trim down that paper, and I am going to glue that onto the left side of my notebook here, eventually. And then I can just arrange my photos on top of the paper. So I mean, they do cover up quite a lot of the pattern, but I don't often do like multiple photo layouts, so I quite like having more than one in here. And none of these photos are like super awesome, so they probably wouldn't ever end up on a spread or in a Project Life album or anything like that on their own. So this is a great way to use up those little photos that you kind of do want to document but don't want to have, you know, taking center stage. So again, I'm just using my double-sided tape just to stick them all down. I've kind of created a little grid pattern to fit them all in there. Luckily they did just fit on that pink paper. And now I can immediately stick down these little stamp stickers because they are so cute. And they've got this really beautiful rose gold foil around the outside, so I really love that with the pink paper on the left as well. So now I'm going to use my stamps to start sort of creating the postcardy part of this page. And I am going to use a couple of the little stamps from the actual Pocket Life kit as well, just because I thought they went with the sort of theme of it, the everyday moment sort of snapshotty kind of things. So I've just popped them up the top by the stamps, and then I'm going to use some of these border stamps to create the framework for my postcard, really. Because there is that teal and pink, and I know, don't laugh, teal and pink, I'm so predictable. I'm adding this teal stripe on the left there, and then I'm going to use this very thin line stamp, and gosh, I find these things hard to block up. I wish they had a little bit more of a base to them so it was easier to get them straight. But I'm just going to stamp out a few lines, and I don't even need to fill this in. I'm not going to put an address or anything in there. It's just to make it look like a postcard. So that's my little address spot done, and then I'm going to put the title of the page or the title of the postcard in underneath there. So this whole page is about my self-care routine, so I am going to use some of these little stickers, the little puffy stickers from the Pocket Life kit too, just because there weren't self-care or my self-care or anything stamps this time as well. And I am adding in daily, even though technically it's not really a daily routine, but it's, you know, I try to do something nice for myself on a daily routine, on a daily basis, so I guess it works anyway. I just loved, mostly it's because I loved that font that the daily's written in, that lovely scripty font. I think it goes really nicely with the puffy alphas, and then the different font for the routine I'm going to stamp in underneath. So I've added those self-care stickers very carefully. You'll see, lined them up all perfectly, and they're not in the right place because I didn't check where I wanted to stamp the routine stamp before I did all that. So I'm going to have to peel these all up, and luckily they peeled up okay. I mean, they hadn't been stuck down for long. and then I can put them all back again, just moved over just a centimetre or so, not much, but just enough so that I can stamp routine in underneath, and it sits nicely with the rest of the title. Because I haven't used this stamp before, I'm just going to stamp it a couple of times on some scrap paper just to make sure it's sort of seasoned nicely and will stamp, because it is quite a solid stamp. And then I can sit that under self-care, and I really like the way that it all worked out. It just, it sits really nicely. I'm going to add that same border stamp in teal down the bottom, just to tie the two, like the top and the bottom of that page together a little bit more. And then, luckily enough, there was a number stamp in the set, 1 through 5, which goes nicely with my 5 photos, but it's not quite as tall as I wanted it to be. So I am going to use the stamps, but I am going to really carefully partially ink up the stamps so that I can spread the numbers out a little bit more. So the 1 and the 5 are easy. I just be careful where I'm inking them, stamp them down. And then for the 2, 3, and 4, I'm just using a couple of little pieces of washi tape and just blocking off the pieces that I don't want to be inked. Inking up the stamp, then I pull the tape off and stamp it in. So you can see I've managed to spread that out to fill up the gap that is at the bottom of the page. And then all I've got to do is add in my journaling. And as far as journaling goes, all I'm really doing is just writing down the things that are in my photos. Now I wanted to add a little bit more of that same rose gold, and when I pulled the sticker sheet open I realized it's actually rose gold on one side and just regular gold on the other. So I had planned to put 3 of these little rose gold hearts on, but there is only 2. The other ones are gold, and I didn't want to add the gold in as well. So I just added the 2, and then I was looking through the sticker sheet to see what else I could add, and there wasn't really anything that would fit. I need something quite small. So I went back to the Pocket Life kit and grabbed out some tiny word stickers. So I'm going to use these. I mean, it's just, you know, a little bit of a coincidence. Well, very helpful for me that they're pink, so they match the colour scheme of the page anyway. Otherwise I might have had to go through my stash and try and find something. But these little pink ones work nicely. So I'm adding 3 of those. 1 by each of the little hearts and 1 just on its own there. And I thought I was done, but I turned my camera off and I realized I want this left side of the page to have a little bit more of the teal to tie it together. At the moment they almost look like 2 separate pages. So there was this really beautiful teal floral on the sticker sheet as well, so I've decided to add that in, and I'm going to add that in the space down on the bottom left hand corner there. And then again, to tie the 2 pages together, I want to add a little bit more pink to the right side. So I'm just adding that tiny pink heart. I feel like that makes all the difference, having the teal go across the pages and a little bit of pink on that side as well. So glad I went back and fixed those things up. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to keep watching, there's a couple more videos on screen. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye!